So the cold I had in my last video is still persistent, like it's clinging to my nostrils and throatular area, but it's very dull. It's not like an all-out whooping cough kind of cold, but it's definitely there. Like, I can feel the dripping from my nostrils and the soreness of my throat all the time, but it's kind of driving me crazy right now. What was it I wanted to talk about? Yes, Claire, I think Claire might have asked me to say what my favorite color is, and my favorite color is red, and it always has been, and that's why the theme of my room is red, but you can't really tell. But you know what else is red? The top of a Jif peanut butter cap thingy is also red. You know what else is red? The suit that Ron Burgundy is wearing in Anchorman. Win. Oh, and the chair I'm sitting in. So you can't really tell, yeah, but the theme of my room is red, and my roommate went along with it and made her side of the room red too, because she's awesome and cool and made of French toast and jelly beans and butterflies and pancakes and Turquoise Jeep Records, which I'm obsessed with, by the way. Turquoise Jeep Records. If you've never heard of them, look it up. It will enrich your life, and by that I mean it'll make you question your faith in humanity. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about is actually kind of why I like the color red, and I think the reason I like the color red so much is because I am a very passionate person, and you guys probably know that. I get so consumed by things that I love that it can be a good thing, but it could also be a very bad thing. Like, whenever I get to know someone and I start talking about my major, or John Green, or Mark Twain, or whoever I happen to be obsessed with at the time, they're always like, wow, you're a really passionate person. Like, that's cool. I wish I was that passionate about something. And I'm like, it's not always great, because on the flip side of that coin, I am also a very, very sensitive person. And you guys know this. I am a very sensitive person. And when you put those two things together, it does not make for fun times, because anytime someone says the slightest comment about something I'm passionate about, I just flip out, and I don't know what to do with my body. And there's flailing of limbs, and there's anger and sarcasm, and it's not good. Example, I went to go out to eat with some of my friends the other day, and it was the first time I'd seen them in a couple of weeks, because we're all really busy, and it's like finals are coming up, and projects are due, and so it was the first time I'd seen them in a while, and I was really excited to see them. But there was a new guy in our group, and he was walking with us, and someone mentioned John Green, and he said, oh, who's John Green? Never heard of him. And I was like, oh, he's a writer. And Bradford turned to me, and he goes, well, barely. Okay. He had been annoying me all day. There are small things that Bradford does over the course of a day that makes me want to punch him in his nutsack. So they had all been kind of building up one on top of each other, and this was the straw that broke the camel's back, because you do not mess with John Green. Not around me, because I owe a large part of who I am today to John Green and his amazing novels. So anyway, I just kind of flipped out, and I turned to him and I said, okay, yeah, I'm gonna leave now. And then I just walked away. So I haven't seen my friends in a week. More than a week. Because Bradford is a tool. But I just had to take a stand. Duh. Anyway, that's the story. Oh, on another random note, I'm reading Waiting for Godot again, and I'm remembering every reason why I loved it. It's really weird, because the first time I read it, I was like, oh, that's a good play. But I didn't completely understand it, and I'm reading it now, and I'm like, oh, ho, 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 epiphany. Actually, yeah, there's this Virginia Woolf quote where she's talking about the pace of modern life, and there's a part where she's talking about, what short story was it from? It's from The Mark on the Wall, if you ever want to look that up. Virginia Woolf, The Mark on the Wall. It's a short story, really fast read. There's a part where she talks about having an epiphany, or a moment of being, and she describes it as being shot out of the tube in front of God completely naked. And I love that, because that's how I feel whenever I read a really good novel. It's like you bare your soul, and it feels like you're shot out of the tube at the feet of God completely naked. So, if you have time, I want you to tell me a story about a time that you felt like you were shot out of a tube at the feet of God completely naked. Basically, whenever you've had, like, some kind of life-changing experience, or an epiphany, or the way you viewed the world was changed. Yeah. Shot out of the tube, feet of God, completely naked. If you have any stories, because I know, you know, some people are like, well, I've never felt that way. I mean, I know I've never, like, literally felt that way, but